Welcome to MediaMix. I blinked on a second, I'm sorry. Welcome back to MediaMix. My name is Nick. Next to me is Zach. And across the table is Nick and Jack. Don't cut it.
Hi,
It's fine. Because you know what? Today we have a special day. Today we've got these 5 packs.
Hi, I'm Jack.
These 5 packs that we're going to be giving away when 30 of you like, comment, and subscribe. And we have to get 30 of you to like, comment, and subscribe, or else I will actually on screen take a dump on this table. I will actually be that upset.
Why don't we make them comment, Schneider?
Each lucky of you. So if your name is like Craig and you manage to win, you get this special pack, Craig. And John, you're not winning this one because we don't want you to have any more of our stuff. And Carmine. But anyway, yeah, each one of you get a pack as long as 30 of you like. And
not each one of you. 5 lucky ones of you. 5 lucky people who like, comment, and subscribe will get one of these packs.
What should they comment?
You can comment anything, honestly. What your favorite Pokemon is, what your favorite movie is.
Don't say anything.
Favorite
media
show.
mixer.
If you say anything,
or you can put in quotes, don't say anything.
If
Why
you
don't
that's
we
how it
make
works
it?
too.
We should make. Let's make it subject. Let's make it a subject, right?
No.
So like.
Yeah, the subject is
It can-
anything.
let's make it relate to the cards, okay? So
No,
what's your
why?
favorite?
we don't want them to type a thesis.
No. Just a quick question.
No, okay.
I'm sorry, but
What's
if
your favorite
your
Pokemon?
comment
We're going
is
on
not
with
an
this.
MLA
Sure, you can
font,
say that if you want.
What's
You
your
can say
favorite
anything
Pokemon?
else if you'd
You
like
have to
to.
comment that. What is your favorite Pokemon?
We don't do
If you don't have a
anything.
favorite Pokemon, then too bad. Just comment your mom or something.
If you want us
say
to,
anything.
like, you could just, you don't even have to, just say something.
Just
like,
comment like Nick sucks, and I'll honestly like
Alright.
it myself.
So this video is going to be going live in 2 days. So on November 15th, which is a Tuesday, you guys have 2 weeks to complete this. And at the end of that 2 weeks, if we have 30 comments and over 30 likes, then we'll do it.
We'll pick 5 of you.
Pick 5 of you guys, and you guys
win.
are getting a brand new freaking Pokemon cards.
We'll be in
What's the
contact
Pokemon
with the
cards called
winners.
again?
These are the Fusion Strike.
Fusion
Yeah,
Strike,
the-
yeah.
the
The
brand
newest
new
pack
just
that
came
came
out.
out.
They come out yesterday of today because today is the 13th that we're
Gengar?
now that we're
Is that Gengar?
yes. No.
So if you win, we will have you
There's a
guys
tongue on that
email
boy.
us at our business email to make sure it's real. And we have our best boy here, Nick, and he will solve all of your problems.
He's the
Yeah.
one
With getting
who
it sent out to you.
yeah he's the one who handles
He's in charge of that.
And
They make me do it all.
Well, because he doesn't do anything else.
Just all the giveaway stuff.
I handle all the
Wants to
kissing.
do.
That's what I do.
If we missed anything, everything, all the details of the giveaway are going to be in the description. So
He's
if
nice.
this sounded confusing to you, just go read the
I got it.
description. It's really
Okay.
easy.
Can I get some kissing?
Can we start
I want
with
some
the movie
kissing.
that we're actually doing today?
What movie are we doing, Schneider?
We're doing E.
Turtles.
Oh,
Dude,
But real
like-
quick,
Eternal.
I feel
It's whatever.
like
Before we go
honestly,
into
all
that-
the people just clicked off the video, but
before we go into that,
They're still here.
I'm Jack. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Nick.
I'm the Nick.
Okay. What have I?
I'm Nick and this is Zach.
yeah, what's up?
Whoa, wait.
It's because of the audio only version. you
Yeah,
know?
audio listeners.
No,
There's
okay.
2 Nicks.
So
Um,
yeah.
There's 2 Nicks. So,
Anyways.
Yeah.
We're doing Eternals today. It's actually going to be a pretty interesting podcast because we have Exhibit A, hater, Exhibit B,
Hater.
hater, and Zach over here and me actually enjoyed the
Plebs.
movie.
How
I said it.
now,
You guys.
now-
dude,
like,
how did that
I think that it's appropriate for this episode, right? We start to form some beef between each other.
Oh, we
That-
do that like every episode.
No, like actual.
how
like,
much more
beef,
do you
like,
want me to hate you?
Bogolo
I feel like the haters should
type
be in the
beef,
same
like
screen.
Korean
you wanna-
barbecue type.
I mean, I got
That's
Zach
true.
on my side, so I don't really know what you guys are gonna
I'll
do.
take
those
Oh,
are
bro, I got
Don't open
ammunition. I wrote so many notes for this
Oh,
episode
shoot.
just so I could like dunk on both of you.
So
That's
so
not
Three of you, 'cause Vicky liked the movie,
initially just to get out of the way because like this is more of a I don't know. Stop. Nobody can see you do that.
too. Vicky's holding the
You-
Pokemon.
Nobody
card.
wants to see
I know.
that.
I know. This is like this is a complaint that like
Hey, Switcher, you want to
hey,
switch?
You want to switch to me?
Oh my
Sorry.
goodness.
I'm gonna break
Too
the.
busy sheeshing on
But it's
you.
fine. It's. I don't know if this is a complaint because Jack saw it, but like I don't know if this is a complaint just because of like the format that it was in or whatever. We
Oh.
watched it in IMAX.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because if it was an IMAX that it was like kind of. Are we past like the minute? Okay, so I can like sort of curse. I don't know if it was because of it being an IMAX that it was so kind of like poopy, but like
What did we see?
in most movies.
Okay.
Like, because if I'm not mistaken, IMAX is in like 4:3 ratio, so like kind of like a square.
Yeah.
They have bars that go on the top and bottom for some
the
scenes.
bars.
Why the fuck did it keep on taking them in and out?
Yeah.
It gave me a headache.
No, they usually do it because they want you to focus on like a
But they
scene or
did-
something like
it
that.
was
But
like every
yeah,
other
the same.
shot.
yeah,
was
but the scenes that
closed.
they did it on, I have to agree with them. Like it was pointless. I was just like, I even know like it's supposed to be like unnoticeable, but like at the same
No,
time,
you
No, it's-
completely
What do you
noticed.
guys
hard
think?
not
I'm
to
saying like
notice.
how it's supposed to be is like you're just not really supposed to
You're
notice
telling
it.
me
but
like
you
the
zone in.
screen like
Yeah,
caved in and
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
just kind of zoom in and then zoom out
Really?
like randomly.
Yeah, it gave
I
me
never noticed
No,
that.
I
Yeah.
noticed it
Right.
immediately.
I
The
actually
scene-
noticed it.
Spoiler territory. The scene where Sprite and Icarus are just like sitting off in the distance watching the volcano. When it has them in the picture, the bars come down. Why? I don't know. But then when it goes back to the
That's
overall
interesting.
shot of like the background shot with the volcano, its bars are gone.
Right, but that
It's
makes
like every
sense.
other scene though, like big like background picture, no
It was-
bars.
it
When
was
it's on
unneeded.
people, bars.
Like you're
I
shaking.
didn't realize it.
You didn't realize it, but I did immediately.
Me
I
and Blake
realized
both
it.
recognized
Because
that
I was
at
like,
the same
ah,
time.
God, because like in the theater, I wasn't just like looking at it like that's weird. Like I legitimately had to like do the head thing because I was like, this is actually giving me a headache. Like I was like, oh God, this sucks. I felt like I was having a hangover. It was terrible.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was just kind of like it wasn't visually pleasing as I'm watching the
I
movie.
didn't notice it.
I
at
did.
all.
Like,
Also,
usually I don't notice these things, but like I did notice that.
so
It was
there's
kind of annoying.
there's some like
I can see how it would be annoying if you do notice it.
Yeah.
But there's some funny quirks about the beginning scene, especially the one where
Which one?
the beginning where like the first deviant comes out and the two guards are like, look out, and then and the kid's like, Dad, no, and then Dad's like, run,
I know,
and then
run,
it's just
son.
like and then like takes him, and it's like, oh my God, like I understand the whole like run, like he's being calm, but like it works for some scenes, like if it's like a sweet like
That seems a little dirty.
oh yeah, like and it's like really long, but like for scenes like those, it's like
they wanted to make it like a quiet place thing, like he's like children run, you know, like that scene where he's like just go, like leave me.
Was he
Yeah.
trying to say running a
But
room-
like the two
room
guys
level
are like,
voice?
yo, like dinosaur.
look, run, and he's like,
If I
get
say it
out.
in my inside voice, maybe the monster won't see me.
And then how the Eternals conveniently showed up like right after the dad just gets like absolutely
fucking-
demolished.
yeah. And then he's like,
Eternals can't save them all.
so
And they're like, here kid, here's a knife made out of gold.
What did you guys think about that other derpy scene where it was like Cersei and Icarus? They were like in the desert, and then all of a sudden they're having sex.
Yeah, the love
oh
scene.
yeah,
That was-
Of the whole movie, only good thing about
that's
the
so like
What?
Like I was watching, and then all of a sudden they were fucking, and I was like, oh.
Well,
okay.
yeah, no, it had like I had like the sweetness of it, and it was like, oh, they're going to, but there was no transition. It was just like they're like embracing each other
Yeah,
and
they're kinda just
holding,
chilling,
and then they
yeah.
like it cuts to it, and they're like, I'm like, oh my
I
God,
would
like,
Cersei if
So-
you had me. And then they're like,
Can Eternals just like not have kids or something like that? Is that like not a thing, or they just not want to have
mean,
kids?
you know,
like,
There's a kid.
They're
There's
not
How do you
Right.
think Icarus's pullout
Yeah, but-
game is?
not like a
I mean,
kid from
do
an
you
Eternal.
really deny the man?
They're not human.
Think about
no,
it.
they're like robots or something.
Oh, I
The
guess so.
Eternals
Yeah, it's
don't
There could be
age,
like
right?
robot.
So the sperm never develops.
One conversation at a time, please.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait.
I think we just stick with the robots.
Yeah, the robots.
To
Robots
why?
can't have sex.
What's the scene after it cuts to the earthquake, which was kind of derpy because it was very much like, oh, we're having an earthquake.
Oh, that's when like I don't know, she like goes outside.
yeah,
gets
and it looked
attacked by
kind
the
of weird, and I
I
was
feel like that was
uh,
when the celestial sperm went into the earth.
I guess.
I think
I
that
don't-
because everyone felt
What?
the earthquake. You know, like the
No,
emergence,
no.
How it goes. Yeah.
They did that at the beginning of time. Or not at the
Yeah,
beginning
that
of time,
happened
but like
at
the
the
beginning of
beginning
Earth. Yeah.
The beginning of Earth is when the celestial seed
They
was,
needed
was-
like all that time. It takes like a long amount of time, and like the population has to like grow in order
Yeah.
for the celestial to be born. But
Yeah, some kind of energy
Yeah.
thing. anything.
But the earthquakes were from the celestial being like kind of woken up. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was explained on like
We're
later in
starting
the
to
movie.
wake up.
Yeah, it was starting to like become alive.
Okay, but what do you guys think of like the Celestials though?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought they were cool.
I thought it was
No,
so
that was
cool.
I will
Like,
say
the way they did it.
I will say it was really cool. The main scenes that I really liked were they had like the really big wide shots of Arishem.
Yes.
And you had like the really
Yeah.
small speck person. And I'm
Yes.
Oh, the
like,
Celestials were sick.
it had like such a big scale
Because
to
they
it. It was like,
actually, because
oh
they're
my
that
God.
big. They're actually that big, and
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
huge.
I'm glad they actually made them that big and didn't like MCU size it down.
But that's,
Right, yeah.
But that
It's like-
begs the.
They're like his biggest Thanos.
So I didn't bring this up to Nick because I've been saving this in my back pocket. But speaking of their like enormous size, they're about like their finger is about the size of an island,
Yeah.
possibly. When they have the scene where the Celestials coming out of the center, how the fuck is like the entire Earth just not destroyed then?
Immediately?
Yeah,
Literally,
because no. For one, hold on. Let me say this.
No, you're right.
The amount of like size and power it has, one, it's already created a tsunami somewhere. It's already created that. Two, it's already probably created a couple volcanoes. And three, it's probably made several earthquakes across Earth.
Yeah.
They've already killed millions
in
of people.
a 100-mile
with-
radius, at least,
Because-
all the tectonic plates have shattered.
Because it's shifted. And so
a good
now
point.
millions upon billions of people have already died.
That's a good point.
And the thing is like, did we save the day?
Literally, that Celestial moves his knee like a fraction, and there's already a mountain taller than Everest somewhere else.
But they come from the core of the Earth. Once the core is destroyed, it creates. Because I remember watching a video. They're like, what happens if we explode like the largest nuke?
Oh, at the bottom of the
at the
Mercury.
bottom of the
Yeah.
ocean, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, no,
Tsar
it
Bomba.
basically like kills.
It actually doesn't do anything, but
No, it does because it creates like massive earthquakes and
no,
tsunamis.
because the pressure is so immense down
Oh,
at the bottom
never
of the
mind.
trench.
Well,
If
even
it
so-
was
yeah.
the same pressure as above water, it would be devastating.
Oh, of course it would, but
yeah, because
this
of the
isn't
pressure.
like compared to a nuke. This is like an actual freaking thing. Like this.
yeah,
I
coming
actually
out of
did
Earth.
like think of this though, like when I got home, because I was just thinking of the movie and like. Yeah, I mean, like, if there was this baby, like, Eternal in the middle of the Earth,
Celestial.
and now Celestial, and he's finally awakening, and, like, she, like, froze him, right? Or, like, turned him into stone or
I
something.
think she turned
Turn
him
him
into
into
ice or
ice.
something.
Yeah,
turn
it's
him
kind of
into
just
ice.
like
Oh,
So
deactivated.
Literally-
doesn't that mean the whole, like, core of the planet is now just kind of
Frozen.
ice?
well,
Ice Age
either the
3,
core's
baby.
ice or two, we already have like global warming issues. You turn that thing to ice, what happens when it melts? Because now you
Well, it's
have
not melting into water.
No. It will melt into what if she made the entire thing out of ice and the thing fucking because it
She
was
didn't
like
create him into ice. She just like froze him in ice.
no, she created him
like,
into
turned-
ice
Like
because
she turned him into ice.
her powers is to change like the structure of elements. That's the thing is that was like near like a tropical island. It's gonna be hot there. It's gonna melt. So not only if the earthquakes and tsunamis that were created by didn't kill him, the fucking water that's gonna be melting from that thing is gonna
Honestly-
just drown everyone. Florida's gone.
No. Wait.
Unless it
Think about
freezes
it.
everything.
Think about it. Yeah, that's a lot of ice. I think it just completely terraformed the entire ecosystem in a 100-mile radius. It's just like that area is now Antarctica too.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because if the Celestials is a part of the entire core of the Earth, if it turned into ice, it might as well just freeze the entire Earth.
I guess that's true.
I mean,
but like
yeah, like, I know Marvel, but, like, if the core is gone, doesn't that like, mean, like...
the Earth is just
There's no more rotation in the Earth, right? Or it doesn't have, like, the gravitational pull anymore?
I don't
well.
really
The
know,
thing is
bro.
that the Earth with that
I don't
Here's
magnitude.
the
even
thing.
know.
We're delving
Bro,
really
like,
deep
take
into
AP
the logic
science,
of this
bro.
movie.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a.
Let's just. Can we all just agree? Let's get one thing straight. There's no logic in this movie. There's no like realism in this movie.
No.
No
Because
shit.
if it
There's
was
aliens that
yeah, I
come
mean-
from
The
space.
Earth, when they
What do you
started
mean
to
the
come out
realism?
of the Earth would have just cracked in half.
There's no
the end.
there's no realism to it. But
I mean, a giant purple man came like 3 years ago and like wiped away half the universe.
Exactly.
So
So I
yeah.
don't get why we're here trying to argue how
but
realistic.
to
it
be
yeah,
fair,
you're the one who's doing it.
No, we're all
no,
doing
I
it.
was the one
We're
who
all doing
started it. But like
We've
to
all
be
been doing
fair,
it, Jack.
to be
Don't
fair,
lie.
like it's something that happens, and you're like, yeah, but they're already like, like with even a basic understanding. Because the thing is, with that amount of power that the thing emerging anyway, it's gonna shift the Earth in its orbit anyway.
Yeah.
So you've already created like massive like seasonal like mishaps. You're gonna have like summer in Russia that's like 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and
Yeah.
then every fucking
Wait,
person's
winter
gonna
or
catch
summer?
on fire. In Russia,
It's
I
like
mean, like that's a huge like, and I'm probably wrong about this. There's probably some scientist who's in 7th grade who's gonna like correct
You're
me.
wrong.
But
Actually,
what was it?
You know, I thought it was
Crap, I
funny
forgot
about the Eternals though. Like, you know, in that illustration where they were showing how like the Eternals were like created, or like there's, you know, where the big Celestials were like how they are created.
Oh yeah.
How like the dude was like, yeah, so we drop a seed in planets, and then like after a long time, like after enough mind power goes, yeah, like the planet just like blows up, and then like there's no like good animation of the Eternal. It's just like it kind of just like appears and is like just chilling like this.
T-pose for dominance.
Like there's no like I don't know, just the way I,
I mean, like,
remember it is just
it
like
is
the world
pretty-
explodes and like out of the dust it's just like an Eternal or a
Yeah,
Celestial.
that
just
was a
standing-
bit derpy because it's like it would have been cooler
Lot
if
of
it had the
CG.
animation of like its hand reaching out and then it like exploding around it. But then like, no, you're right. It's just kind of standing there.
There
Yeah.
was there
I
was
mean,
a
it is
lot
what
of
they do. But
there was a lot of CG that was kind of like.
No, it was a CG like orgy. Fest.
But that's the thing is like for
how you gotta deal with.
yeah
CG?
for what they were, you had to have
Yeah.
a certain amount of like
Well, you gotta have,
CGI.
like,
Yeah,
dude,
at
but,
least
like,
do it
I mean,
good.
that's
I don't
like
know.
saying like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy had too much CGI, bro. Like
Here's
one
the
of
thing,
the
though.
two of
Here's
the
thing, though.
two of
Most
the people were CGI in the
Most
group.
of the people in Guardians of the Galaxy, right, are just either in costumes or regular people. These are just
Not true.
superhuman people flying around like
Well,
rubber band people.
Yes,
Bro,
but
they
I
fought
got-
a planet.
You got the worm tendril monsters that they're fighting that look gross and awful.
I think to be honest, like yes, it had a lot of CG, but I'm not as much like hard pressed about the amount of CG. It's just like kind of quantity over quality. Like
yeah, there's.
I mean-
come on, like those things. I've seen monsters like for instance like Pacific Rim. They had some good freaking looking monsters.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
I thought these were like generated in like PlayStation 3, like
What
Well, like the
Autodesk
yeah,
inventor.
the Deviants.
I
I
like
thought the
I like
Deviants
the way the
looked
Deviants
terrible.
looked.
I didn't
Yeah.
like the human one.
Ugh.
The human one was a little gross. but I
it was
mean,
like it was just
Yeah.
like
The
I'm like
human one was
ugh.
the grossness was magnified with the human one, but
I didn't think it
still,
looked like.
Why did they have
bad.
to make
it's
him
indicative
rapey
of
at
how
the end?
gross they all were.
rapey?
Yeah, he got really fucking rapey with Angelina Jolie's character.
Well, I think he was just trying to steal her power, and she's like,
It
you
was
know,
still creep. Why did they have to make him rapey?
I mean, okay.
Nick
Who knows,
knows
man?
exact what
Who knows?
scene.
I
Because
know, we all know what
he was
scene.
feeling
This is
up on
literally-
her.
This is literally just a hentai now. This is just
But he
Disney
became
hentai.
sentient, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck
I'm gonna
Angelina
fuck
Jolie.
the powers out of you, bitch.
Well,
She,
Who knows?
I'm like,
That is not the same vibe I
Did
got.
you
no,
guys
I
know-
got that vibe from.
I didn't get that either. I was like,
wait,
uh,
I want to make a point really quick. Do you
Okay.
guys
Oh,
even
great.
know what that guy's name was?
Deviant.
Deviant.
It's just a
No,
deviant.
no.
No, he didn't have.
No, he has a
Did
name.
he have a name?
Yeah, he has a name.
What was his
What is
name?
Crow.
Crow, like the bird.
Like
Yeah,
Russell
like a-
Crowe?
Yeah, like a bird. That was his name.
When did they mention this?
Never.
It's in the script, I think.
I think they have to
Bro.
give him a name. They
I
can't
mean,
really
he's
like.
just an evolved deviant. That's all he is.
But anyway,
He didn't
That's
really
the-
have a big.
isn't that
purpose.
the established bad guy of this movie?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
There's like
Sure is.
the
four.
Celestial.
Well-
Here's the thing. I wouldn't say Icarus is the established bad. He is a bad guy.
He's not.
But
the
he's
bad
not
guy.
the established villain, right?
The villain is the
he's like the-
Celestial.
No, not the Celestial. either.
Yes, it is because they're trying to stop him from
Well, it's like
giving birth.
it's I kind of like the
I would
way.
say-
Well, I like I like this villain because it was kind of like a Thanos type of thing, like the whole celestial like spiel.
No.
Well, okay, think about it. Okay,
It was like this was
the
like
celestials
Thanos
come
done
out.
wrong.
The celestials are born, and then in
it's like-
turn they create like millions of suns and galaxies, so more
Yeah,
civilizations can go.
It's not like they're
And
a
they don't-
bad person.
Yeah, and they don't plant.
No.
I don't think they plant their
They're
seeds
bad.
in like every single planet that's like out
No,
there.
I don't have anything wrong with that part of the
That's what I'm
story
saying.
either.
So it's like, by stopping the celestial, they're stopping the creation of like more lives than's on Earth.
Yeah.
Which it's like it's cool because there's like conflict. It's like what should I do in this situation? Like, were they even like, okay, yeah, we want the celestial to become alive. So they're like, at one point they were debating on like getting everybody on a spaceship and like taking them off world
it's
or
like
whatever.
whatever side you started on. It's like we started on Earth. We're the Earth people.
Sorry.
So we like, so we're like on Earth's side. But like
Yeah.
if we started our story from like maybe the Celestial standpoint,
Right.
we'd probably be with him over.
I mean, probably.
In my opinion, my complaints that I had with the movie had nothing to do with the story. The story was fine. The story was written okay. It was
thing.
just, I think it was more the delivery that I had a problem with, because not only there was, I don't know what scene it was. I think it was like in the beginning. Like, I understand child acting is kind of hard to come by, especially like good child acting. Sprite, her acting was so stiff and weird in some scenes.
Yeah.
Like, and there were some that they were fine, but like in the beginning, I remember she's like, "Is that a deviant? Like, you haven't seen one for 2,000 fucking years, and you act like it's like it's nonchalant? Are you not surprised and like kind of concerned that you're seeing these things again? Like, what?" And like, also, somebody that you've been, and I don't understand, like, I understand from the viewpoint of somebody who lives for that, like, basically an eternity, knowing something for 5,000 years is not a huge part of your life, but somebody that you've known from basically from what you know, the first point of your birth till the present, and then you find out that 2 days ago she died, and then you like kind of shed a tear, like a single tear. Some of them didn't give like a fuck. Like, they're like,
Well, they all hated Ajax.
I guess?
They all
Who did?
Yeah,
Most of the
few
characters
them
hated
did.
Ajax.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I say most, but
I don't think.
a lot of them
so.
did, because she was like, "What's erase Angelina Jolie's memory," so she gets this like
Yeah,
virus out of her.
It's not like it was their
definitely
friend
Greg,
dying. It was more
Icarus,
like
and,
their
like,
boss dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their leader, but like they never always agreed with her.
Yeah, so they're just kind of just like,
Because she
whatever.
never,
They're just kinda
she
like,
never let them in on the truth, right? She knew the truth all along.
I'm sure she wasn't allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's probably why they didn't really like her, because something's off, something's fishy.
I mean, a few of them liked her as a friend. And
I mean, do you
Sure,
think
like
the movie?
Cersei
even more,
You think the
but-
outcome would have changed if they all knew the truth from the very beginning? They're going to that Earth to just create a civilization, just to have a celestial
The
be
story
born.
would be drastically different if they
Yeah.
knew from the
If
beginning.
they knew from the beginning, they'd
wouldn't
be
be
like,
mo-
this is our purpose.
Right.
wouldn't
right.
be much significance to be like, oh, yeah, we know our life is a lie. Let's try to fix it from the get-go. I
like
mean,
if they knew it from the get go, they probably wouldn't have made a connection with the humans.
they
as
probably would have
strongly
just
as they
been
did.
loyal lapdogs for
Bro.
Arishem and just done the job, and it would have been a boring movie.
That
Reminds me of Invincible.
Here's the
Part
thing.
of it.
Let me just lay down the core of this movie,
Here we
because
go.
the core of this movie is good. It's not bad. I think it's actually good. It has a good story premise. The story premise being like the Celestials were the first beings in the universe, and they're just trying to expand the universe with life. The Deviants are like stopping this process from happening. That's why the Eternals go in to kill the Deviants. That's good. That's a good story premise. Then there's the revelation where they find out the Eternals' lives are all a lie, and they're just little puppets that are sent to commit mass genocide in the name of
Well,
expanding the universe.
they don't find that out until like way
I know,
later.
but that's the big revelation of the movie, and I think they bring that along quite well. Honestly, I thought it was a good revelation. The plot twist with Icarus was also good. I thought he was kind of set up to be a good twist villain until they completely
I kinda saw it coming.
squandered all the build-up they made for him in the very end.
How?
I'll get to that later. And then Gilgamesh was there too.
I'll
I like
handle you
Gilgamesh.
later.
So here's the thing. There's a really good core to this story. Everything on the external though sucks. Poo poo caca. Let me explain why. I'll get
No, you just did.
into
You just
All right,
did.
no.
No. What is bad? The overall presence of the bad guy.
Who's the
So-
which
Who's
bad
the
guy
bad
you're
boy?
We're
talking
which
talking
one are you
about,
talking about?
the deviants.
Yeah, so
the
Crow.
deviants suck in this movie.
But the
We
thing that doesn't make sense-
They're forgotten about in the second half of the movie, right? They fight in the jungle, and that's it.
Yeah, they're
the
there to
Crow,
tell a story.
Kills Gilgamesh, and he does a little monologue like, "I hate Eternals, and I'm going to kill every last one of you," and then he runs away. And then we don't see him until the very end of the movie at the final act, where he gets fucking chopped into little tiny bite sizes by Athena, not doing anything to the story at all. He sucks.
I don't think he's the actual bad guy though.
He is a bad guy.
Well,
A.
He is a bad guy, but he sucks. Why was he in the movie?
But he's not
To
the
bring
main
the
bad
story
guy.
along.
He didn't bring the story
Yeah,
along.
but it
Yeah.
doesn't.
okay, but then
What-
why would the Eternals
What do you
even
mean?
be a thing if the Deviants weren't a thing?
Yeah, but no,
Because
hold on.
Erisham told them they were important.
But
they're not. They're just a little tiny nuisance that honestly weren't even much of a threat.
But
in
wait,
my
what
opinion.
doesn't make
What?
sense?
Treated them first to handle the humans or like something like that, right?
But no, what
The
doesn't make sense to me
Deviants
is
were created first to
They were
fuck, they
created
were, like, sent
to
down-
balance the ecosystem from predators who were too powerful.
yeah,
But
but
what
like they're
doesn't
like the
make sense-
dinosaur
out of
age and
control.
shit. Yeah,
But
yeah,
what
yeah.
doesn't make sense to me is why they keep on getting created. If he figured out that so he made the Deviants first instead of the Eternals. Eventually, the Deviants evolved, and then he's like, well, now I need to make other things to handle these. He's the one who placed the fucking Deviants there.
Why didn't he
Yeah.
just kill them?
Why didn't? Well, either that or why is he still making them then?
I don't think he
and
did.
putting them.
I
on-
think-
No. Listen here, boy.
They
I'm
aren't
pretty
necessary
sure
to the
they just
story.
put the freaking seeds in like each planet at the same time, and then obviously put the deviants on the planets at the same time. They put the seeds in there to handle the stupid apex predators or whatever, or the little
Yeah.
dinosaur boys. And then at the same time, they all, he realized that they all started to evolve and gain like conscience and like, hey, I
They
don't want to do
started
this
to
anymore.
become the predator.
But each-
Exactly.
But each Celestial has done this then. So each one of them is freaking stupid.
Well, maybe they just don't like talking to each other.
Like it doesn't.
When
Gosh,
you're
like,
that
you don't know their
massive,
lives.
it's
The
hard to
Celesti-
see what's
the
on the
Celestials
surface.
aren't close to each other at all. They're all over the universe.
Here's the thing.
Like
They
far
could've-
away.
The way they could have taken this story could
Well,
have
they do
been
teleport.
so much better.
Oh.
They could have done something interesting where it was like they explored the kinship that Eternals and Deviants share with each other because they're both children of Celestials, right? But there's still this conflict because the Eternals are sicked onto the Deviants to kill them, right? Why wasn't there more explored in that relationship between Deviants and Eternals? It was kind of just forgotten.
What do you mean?
and
That was like
placed-
the first like
it was
three
forgotten.
quarters- it was like the first
in place
3/4 of the
some
movie.
half-baked romance between Icarus and Cersei and Sprite.
What are you talking about?
So in the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Icarus wants to follow through with Erisham's plan. So he's the bad guy in this situation, right? Sprite joins him not because her intentions dictate that she do, but because she has a stupid crush on him.
Can I just
Yeah.
can I just say that your take on this movie is really awful?
No, it's not.
It
No,
is
it's really
to-
awful.
No,
No,
it's
to
not.
be-
I can see
No,
where
it's-
Nick is coming from with
no.
some things, but your take is so
But to be-
bad.
to be
No,
fair-
it's not.
Yeah,
You're
You're
trashing on it
all
because you don't
over
like
the
the story.
No, here's
No.
No, you're all over the place.
and I'll give like my critiques that actually might be the reasons why critics hate it. What was like the dumbest? I guess the dumbest one I'll get into later, but one that was like really kind of weird. You know how she's fighting? You brought this up, which is really funny because I didn't notice it.
Oh, the
the
tree
scene where
one?
they're in the jungle and she gets knocked in the water that's like 10 feet deep or something,
Yeah.
and then she stands up in it, and it's like.
Well, no, in the scene, she like falls into the water and like the tiger deviant thing is like attacking her, and like the camera goes underwater and you see like the tiger like swimming after her or whatever, and it's like deep ass water, and then all of a sudden like we just it goes like, up top we see like a tree grow of a freaking tiger, like she turns the tiger into a tree for some freaking reason, and then she just stands up like there's no like it wasn't just 10 feet
because
deep.
the tree exploded. The tree exploded the water. The water.
No.
went
But the
flying
thing is, she stood up, and it was like
No, there's still water.
Yeah, there was barely any water.
There's barely any
'cause
water,
all the
but she
like,
wasn't.
blew out of
She
it.
wasn't in like a 10 feet deep hole. She was in like a 2 or 3 feet deep hole. Like it automatically just was like, and then shortened.
I'd have to watch that
But
back.
that scene, nothing. I mean, there are some scenes that were a little bit like, but like, there was nothing that morbid in it. I've seen horror movies. I've never seen something turned into a flesh tree.
Yeah, that was gross.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's so like just not you. Like the entire rest of this movie is very vanilla.
Also, I don't.
And then you fucking flesh tree. I'm like,
understand-
what the hell?
I don't understand the significance of
cool.
her turning that thing into a tree because they brought that up
Because then they
Into
find
a
out
tree?
later into ice.
Into ice.
And they're like, I found out how to do this. But like, that was kind of like, ugh. And also, I don't know if, because me and Nick watched this together, them three watched it, so we watched it at a separate time. There was a scene that I like out loud. I remember it's the scene where the one Indian guy with the camera is like, but I want to join you guys. And they're like,
Fuck that guy.
and then no, and they're like, no, like you're not coming with us. Like this is Eternal's business. Like we're going to be doing this. And then he's like, but I really want to go. And the one guy's like, fine, fuck it. And then just lets him go. And out loud, I'm like, no. Stop bringing fucking Jar Jar Binks into these movies again.
For real, dude. Like,
That's what it is.
Listen, it's
Guys,
fine.
it was funny. The character was funny. I thought he was one of the better characters.
But he ruins every single emotional scene that has to be some sort of impact. He
What do
just
you
kind of
mean?
like he kind of takes away the impact because
I do kinda agree with
There's
that
a
a
scene,
little bit.
right? No.
Where they're all sitting at that
You need
table.
to shut up. You need to shut up. There's a scene, right, where the deviants are like kicking Icarus's ass,
Okay.
right? And then camera guy in the background is just like, I record the camera, we do it, and it's like,
It was
this is such a
funny.
lighthearted scene
I hate
all the intensity from this scene is gone now.
Well,
just
that's
because
the
this guy
thing
is
is,
here.
it's
It's
like,
not true at all.
That's wrong.
I think
No,
there's
It's not all gone, but it definitely decreased it a little bit.
There's
It
some
does.
scenes where you can do it in such a way that's like funny, like I don't know, like say somebody's getting their ass kicked and they like say some funny witty thing while that's happening.
Like, what is the Indian Eternal's name?
Kingo.
Kingo?
That's his name.
That's his
Okay.
name.
Well, like, the scene where he was fighting the deviants and, like, the Indian guy was filming him, I thought that scene was great. It was funny.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it was at that point it wasn't overstayed in my opinion.
Or when he kept bringing out cameras, that was funny.
Literally, yeah, that was fine too, but it's
like
Exactly.
I think
he was just
I
there
also
for such a long time, and it wasn't necessary for him to be there, and it was just like all he is there for. All this guy's role is to be a comfort character and be comedic relief.
But the thing is,
there were scenes, right, where there were supposed to be emotional moments between characters to advance their development, and this guy just has to interject himself and just be funny for no fucking reason.
I know what you're talking about because I do
It's not
remember
the
a
guy's fault. It's
scene.
the movie maker.
It's the movie maker's fault. Yeah, I'm not bashing the guy.
Yeah,
I'm bashing
yeah.
the writers because they suck at writing the movie.
I do
What's
know
that?
what scene you're talking about because it's like I don't. There's like a specific scene where they're like sitting around, like I'm pretty sure someone just died or something, and like they're being sad.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the Indian guy does say something. Is like, but he's also sad too. He's not like, haha, look
Good
at
for
the
him.
film.
He's sad.
But he's like he's still like felt like he was still like sad too. I don't think he ruined it.
I think the thing
I
is
think he did though.
I don't like characters like that, and I also don't really like cringy sort of humor or ones that are like haha funny, because I think it's just I think it's something I've grown out of over time, so maybe it's just
I
me
don't think
and
it
maybe
was
I'm
that
wrong.
cringy though. Was it that cringy?
Some
I just-
scenes
I
a little
didn't-
bit.
I
Other
was
scenes,
just-
I was like, yeah, this actually, I
Can
like the
give
comedic
an
relief.
example of when injecting humor into a scene is sometimes good.
If you can do another 30 seconds.
Nope. Just go. You know when they told Gilgamesh that Ajax is dead,
Yeah.
and then the top of his pie just falls off,
That was funny.
and then he gets sad.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good scene.
Yeah, that
they
was
they
funny.
balanced the humor and the emotion in that scene really well. I really like Gilgamesh as a character in this movie because he
Gilgamesh baby.
Yes.
Can we talk about the way he
Gilgamesh
died,
baby.
though?
The way he died
Sadly.
was sad.
Dude, no, it was...
He died too
freaking...
quick.
Yeah, like,
It was
the deviant's like going after Athena, and then he kind of like just jumps in the way, and Athena's just sitting there like. And he's just spazzing out, like just staring at him.
I
He's
wish
like,
Athena's character was a lot better.
yeah, like she's literally just in this movie to be like stupid and like just not do anything.
Like
in the beginning, yeah,
she
she's
could have
cool.
kicked ass because she has cool ass weapons.
Yeah.
But it's like there's always this thing kind of holding her back where she just turned crazy.
Okay,
and
okay.
kill
And
everyone.
that thing
what the
made no
problem is,
sense.
though?
Okay, that thing that was holding her back was just literally her just
It's
thinking
just her
about
mind
self.
being overloaded.
of memory. So why did she just automatically turn evil and start attacking them?
What's stupid to me is
That doesn't make sense.
It's because the movie is trying to do too many things at once, right? They're trying to
Well, I don't-
explore this facet of Athena being plagued by some overloaded mind syndrome, but they just don't have the time
Actually,
to
Can I
do
go
it.
ahead and say like why I like this movie?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'm sure like I want to see if like other people agree with
At this point, we have 0 like viewers. So
Yeah, I know.
because they've all
Everyone
left
laughed.
when Nick and
Everyone
Nick were.
laughed.
I didn't even get to my other points
Oh,
that I had, but I want
gosh.
you to.
Well, I just want to say like why I like this movie. Like I thought it was kind of like a Guardians introduction because obviously it's a whole new it's a whole new team. You haven't seen them before, and they're not that known. They're not like a Captain America or like a Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows them that well. And Guardians were kind of the same way before their movie came out. Like nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Except
they
comic
had
heads.
stuff on Disney XD before the movie came out, so people knew about Guardians more
People
than people knew
like
about
me,
Turtles
people like
when they got
me
a
who
movie.
just watch like the mainstream like movies and TV shows, like the new TV
They
shows.
still weren't known.
I had no idea who the Guardians of the Galaxy were when it came out. I had no
Right.
idea who the Eternals were when they came out either.
And
Neither.
I
Most
wasn't
people don't know
even
the Eternals are.
really looking forward to this movie because I thought the way they advertised it wasn't like that great. Because like the trailers never really like that good for it. But I ended up actually really liking the movie because not only did they expand the lore on a ton of things in like the MCU,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
definitely.
the whole thing is which we all watch the movies for now. Is basically to see how it's gonna expand and how which direction it's gonna go in.
Oh yeah.
It especially the end credit scenes, but like even before the end credit scenes, it's like we learn so much about like Celestials and like what they do now, and it's just I don't know. I just really like the movie because of that.
Here's the thing. It's all
'Cause of
fine
the
and
lore.
dandy for a movie to advance the MCU. That's good, sure. But they
But I
could
thought
also,
that was
they
something
could
that like
also,
Black Widow
make
didn't do.
a good freaking
No,
movie.
Black Widow was kind of.
I was
The
I will-
only
I
thing
will
that
agree with
Black
you
Widow advanced
Yeah.
was the end credit scene, and it was
was-
just kind of pinning like a bad guy onto Hawkeye,
It was
And
really just to
yeah.
satisfy
and like
fans
that's all it did.
and give a good prequel. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, but the end credit scenes of this movie was awesome.
They were bomb.
It was
Like, kinda
even
like
though
bomb.
everybody's like,
I mean,
like all the boys are like, Harry Styles and it was so stupid, and then
he-
all the girls were like, oh my god, it's Harry
I
Styles.
thought Harry Styles was typecasted so damn well for this character.
Honestly, I thought it fitted pretty well, and I
Because,
liked.
like, if
And
you-
besides
you
the
didn't even
fact that it's
recognize him.
Harry Styles, I liked that it was Harry Styles. Honestly, in my opinion.
I started laughing when I saw him because it's like
Yeah.
this big introduction that Pip is giving. It's just like, oh, it's Harry Styles.
Yeah, and it's like
It's
I
like,
thought for
okay.
a second he was trying to like say Black Adam, but it was like Black Frank or whatever the hell he said. What did he say?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, his name is.
His name is Oros.
Yeah.
Black
But
Oros.
frick.
Okay.
Time to
Schneider
Google.
was trying to tell us something.
Star Fox. His name is Star Fox.
Schneider, go.
I'm never gonna get past the fact that his name is Star Fox.
Why?
Gonna just constantly think of the Star Fox from Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Never not gonna think about that. Gonna always think about that. It's a stupid name. Sorry. Also, Harry looked really bad. With
Okay,
orange
besides
hair.
that fact-
Besides that,
Orange. It wasn't orange.
he had orangish red hair.
No, it's brown. It was
I-
brown.
In the movie,
I saw brown.
It was-
I don't know what you guys saw.
I was paying attention because I didn't care.
oh well.
Okay, that's
besides
why your
that,
opinion don't
so
matter.
so
Oh,
there's
because I
like
didn't like Harry Styles or
Shush.
care about the end
okay,
credits scene.
there's some
Okay.
there's some like
I can't find a picture.
there's some scenes that I like giggled at. They had the scene where Sprite gets hit over the head with a rock, which everyone's like, oh, funny. I didn't really laugh at that because I was
made
like,
me so mad.
I was like,
Go on.
whatever. I
I
was
thought you
like,
told me you loved that scene.
no, the scene that I said I loved, only because it looked terrible, is the scene, and Nick laughed out loud too because it was really funny. It's the scene where Airsham shows up and he like is like, I'm here, and he's like floating over the earth and just like it just was it Cersei? Her character's just like
Kind of just like
and
T
just
poses,
like,
yeah.
goes, whoa.
why did you teleport her? Why'd you have to make her fucking ragdoll in the sky at Mach 50 and just like and it's like, oh my god, it looks so bad.
I can just hear no.
But does it? But is it like? But isn't it her and all the other Celestials that are and all the other Eternals that are brought
On
up there
Earth,
to be
yes.
talked to her? So what happens if
I think
like
it was just a couple.
No,
of
it
the
was
one-
only 3 of them.
It was
The remaining
the
ones on
ones on
Earth.
Earth.
the ones
Yeah.
on Earth? So what happened to the? Oh, I forgot his name. The one the guy with the glasses. The black guy.
Fastos.
Yeah.
He got zoomed up with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens if he's like inside, like working on his son's bike? He's just like, and just like crashes through the house and just kills his husband and son.
What if one's like underground, like in a subway or something like that? They just like stop.
Just massacres 300 people.
They just get like taken through the freaking earth.
What if he's at like Chase Bank at New York and he's on the first floor and just like
my
and just
God.
is taken through?
It's like Omni-Man
What if
levels
he's-
of destruction.
What if he's just enjoying a nice ice cream he just picked up from a stand on the middle of the street or whatever, and he's like, oh my god, I need a-"
It's like the cartoon thing where he's like holding the cone and then he just goes like he gets like yanked off screen and the ice cream's still there.
That looks stupid. And then they had
I
this
fucking
scene.
hate you guys.
They had this scene where Airsham was like, I created all of you. And then they have like the really bad looking like I don't know what it was. It looked like a character generator thing if you press like the randomize button and it like just came up with this weird green robot looking thing that looked half done. Did you not see
For
that?
who?
Was
For
that
what?
during the Airsham scene?
It was the scene with Airsham in like the
And he's
middle
like,
of
"I
the
will
movie.
return to
In
see
the-
if they're
yeah, with
worthy."
Cersei in the middle of the movie, and they're
Oh,
like, "This is
yeah.
what you guys were like originally,"
It looked
and then
so
show,
bad.
and I'm like,
It was so dirty.
It
Oh,
was-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know Toy Story 1 where the
sure
guy
they were
like
supposed
puts
to
together
look like
weird toys?
"Oh,
It
yeah."
looked like that. It looked like it came straight out of his toy box.
But
No,
isn't
but
it-
isn't it supposed to look like that because they're not done?
No, it just looked plasticky. It
you
looked
could
and
have.
everything.
The thing is, it didn't. Because it was like compared. Because half of its face was human or flesh or whatever the hell. But then if you put it side by side and compare them, it's like really like I think you should have just had the scene of them not side by side because like you can tell putting it next to it. It's like.
yeah.
I think you guys just focus on too many weird ass.
No, there's just so
I
much
just
garbage
didn't
in
notice
this
this at
movie.
all.
I'm
But it's
sorry.
also like the movie itself, like immediately off the bat, it's very much like
Well,
it's like.
Well, I just want to say the
Do you
fact
wanna-
that you noticed the person ragdolling off into space, other than the giant ass celestial like in the main shot. That's
It's
But
kinda
that's
hard
in the
not to
center of
notice.
it. Like
It's center of the
I just-
screen. Cersei's
I
just
don't
like,
care. I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at the cool
So you
ass
just
celestial
don't,
that
you just
they made
don't
for me.
look at the garbage
Like-
of the movie. Is
no,
what you're saying.
I feel like
I
y'all
just-
focus
I
too
think
much
you're
on, like,
focusing
things
on
that could be
weird
Because
bad.
we're trying
Yeah.
to do a podcast about
I have
it,
to-
focusing on the movie.
When I watch a movie for the first time, I just watch everything. I don't pay attention to tiny
you
details.
like turn your brain off when you watch the
Yeah, like,
movie.
I
No,
feel like-
I
yeah,
watch.
I'm like
I,
focus on everything.
I listen
yeah.
to the story.
Do
I
you
listen
not-
to the actors,
you're-
and I figure out what's going on within the movie.
You
I don't
just said
figure
you're
out.
not focusing
I
on
don't
everything.
figure out. Oh, it's shrinking and growing like the
I get-
black.
but I
I'm
get-
focusing
Who
on
notices
the
I
that
usually don't,
shit?
but they did it so
quality,
poorly
the
that
acting
I
quality
noticed
and
it.
the story quality.
The
That's
acting
what
was-
makes a movie.
The acting was
not
okay.
bad.
The
It was
acting was
okay.
the acting was par. I'd say par. Okay, because
I thought the
some
story
of
was
them
great,
did not
though.
have good acting.
I thought the actors were kind of fine. I mean, I will say
Frank Kingo was good acting.
the
Sure.
casting for it was a little bit like, you know, if you want it to be comic accurate, like casting's like way off. You know, they just wanted this kind of like
I think they.
diverse group.
Yeah,
of,
it had to be
Eternals.
diverse, and it made sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
No
it's like it was
offense.
all right.
No offense to. How do I put this?
I feel
I
like
think people will still get mad either way if I say it.
Hmm.
Angelina Jolie in this movie, I kept on looking at her. I was like, you look, and with the nicest way. I know Angelina Jolie is never going to watch our podcast, and that's fine. But the fact that she looks like, have you guys seen Monsters vs. Aliens?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She looks like she's from that.
Like
She
the
just-
tall,
she
the
just-
tall giant girl.
She's got like a really tiny nose with like massive cheekbones and like big buggy fucking eyes.
You know what it is, right?
Okay.
It's
Big-
plastic
all
surgery,
that
and I understand
Botox.
it's Botox and surgery. But the thing is she's also she is aged, which makes sense. And I'm not saying that she looks inherently terrible, but when you put her
I
on,
think that statement is subjective. I don't know if she ages.
yes,
So-
but when you put her on an 80-foot screen in front of my face, and she's got like this sharp ass nose that can fucking slice me in half, I'm like, ugh. And like weird robo tits, I like.
What
They
are you
got
talking
very
about?
big.
Her outfit choices were like.
Yeah, okay. I will admit they were a little big.
I was
but
like, why
mean,
did you have to make him that? Like, you couldn't have been like, oh, she's got. Like...
Like the breastplate was just too big for her.
And
Let me-
also,
let me-
the fast one was in red and gold. Like, okay, cool. You
With
had
a
to
flash.
You had to make her flash.
I mean, her character still could have been like cool if they made her good, but I will admit the casting for that character could have also been a bit better.
I love how Disney's like costume team is just like what just screams goddess of beauty, and they're all just like big boobs.
And they're like, we really
So-
want
The
Sebastian.
Disney team
That's
did like,
cheating.
hey, let's get some big tits on this girl.
They didn't.
It's-
that
it's
was
literally
her choice.
Oh, no,
It's
she
Angelina
has
Jolie,
big
though.
She
tits,
has
though.
larger boobs.
Yeah,
Besides,
right?
besides the
I
tits,
don't know.
I think they were for Icarus. They're like, man, we really want to cast Sebastian Stan, but we can't use him twice. And they're like, how about
Richard
this?
Madden.
How about we copy
Let's
my
get his
homework, but
brother.
don't make it obvious, and then make it Scottish.
They do look like twins. Though.
Yeah,
They
like,
look
no, okay,
alike- they
okay.
look
We
identical.
honestly, all of us, we had really no problem with, Icarus, Richard
hot.
Madden. Yeah, like we had no. Okay, well, I'm not agreeing with
I
that,
have a
but
problem
like
with Icarus.
we had,
Jack, he was
Okay.
sexy.
I didn't have a problem with like his
Yeah,
he was
acting
hot.
He's a
or
steamy hot man, yeah, sure, but
with his acting or like his
Dude, when he
character or
took
anything
his
like
shirt
that.
off in
But
the
it's like
sandy beach sex scene, it was hot.
I quit.
I try not to be biased during that scene.
I'm not even
but
getting paid, and I quit.
Listen,
I'll pay you.
this is his acting the entire movie.
That's his
Well,
character.
also,
Bro.
also,
His character sucks.
No.
No,
There.
his entire.
So don't
no,
blame his acting. That's literally the character.
No, that is literally the writer's fault.
Wait, hold
the
on.
character sucks
Nick.
because of the writer.
What do you not like about him? Because it makes sense. Because
It's
he knew
more
about
than
the
just
plan.
fucking
It's
shock
more than
collar on.
just his acting being on the same level.
Did you take your
as-
medicine today?
I don't take the
He
medicine.
doesn't take his medicine anymore.
Fuck you.
Hold on, he knew about the plan, so he was trying. Like
got
he was not
Snickers in
showing
here?
any emotion because,
Fucking
like
eat
when
that.
when
half
their
a
leader
Snicker.
died, he killed her. He knew about it. He didn't show anything because like
R.
he didn't want anyone
It's
to
an
know
R.
or like he was
That's
like,
just his
I already
character.
know,
I
bro.
think it's just either the script was written that bad that his acting was forced to just a smoldering face the entire movie, or his
was a
acting is
smoldering
actually on the same
They're
level
not human
as.
though. How are they supposed to act?
No,
They
okay.
get
Doesn't act
fucked.
like aliens?
Yeah,
They're robots!
They're
Then
robots.
they got that perfectly. They
Exactly.
went
No, I,
surgery.
no,
Okay.
I will say this.
But here's the thing: they all still act. Fastos actually acts in this movie. His facial expressions are great.
Can I just
and
say-
he would have been an amazing character
Can
if
I
he
s-
didn't get introduced in the latter half of the movie with the atom bomb bullshit and then make him a family man. Oh, I gave up on humanity, but I have a family. Your family lives on Earth, dumbass.
That part makes
What are
sense,
you
though.
talking about?
No, I understand.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Like, okay,
Maybe.
so the sex scene, right?
Is it gonna make him blow up? Because we don't
No,
want
just go ahead.
So the sex scene, like they did it right on the sand, like in the sand.
It was on a rock.
It was not. It was in
No,
sand.
no, that was a rock because
It
it
was
was.
in sand.
And also, okay, how long ago was that? 3,000, 2,000 years? That rock is the same fucking thing that it has been for 2,000 years? That's impossible! That is literally impossible!
They kept it sacred. It's where they.
I guess, but even if it was sand, there's not, and then like the same puddle was there.
Okay, but finish your sentence, Zach.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I just, sand kind of gets everywhere, right?
I'm sure they had a shower team on standby off the set.
Can we please just talk about the end credits scene?
But no,
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Credit
That's
scene
the
time.
only good thing about this movie.
No. But
Shut up!
I want to say, I want to say something because like you talked about the acting. All the acting was fine. Like all of them were. I will say, who's the mind controlling person?
Drig.
Drug. yeah.
Drug.
I didn't.
Drake?
I don't like.
Him as well. He kind of has the problem of
He's
just.
not doing
They're just
His
making
char-
fun of the way he
His
looks.
character grew on. me.
What
would
else
say.
did he act in?
No, he's so
I don't know.
bad.
I don't know.
Does it? No.
He was-
He was in the movie
He was the
First
Flash.
Echoes.
Oh
He was
my
the
gosh,
Flash
One Direction?
in DC.
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah.
He was not the Flash in DC. You're thinking of the
that's
the
not
other
it.
character.
Are you sure?
But
No,
he was
no,
in that
wrong
movie
person.
with Harry Styles, Dunkirk.
He's so. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Harry
Oh
Styles was
shit!
in
He was in
Dunkirk?
Dunkirk.
What?
Yeah, he
role
was
did
in
he play?
Dunkirk.
That's what
Yeah.
he was in.
What did he? Who did he play?
He was in the boat or something.
Oh.
Was he the old?
Harry
man
Styles
in the
had
boat?
like
You
a.
stop saying he's hot.
Harry Styles had like
Your
the most
boyfriend's right there.
minor role in Dunkirk. I don't know why everyone sucks his dick in that movie. I did not. I literally
He
did.
had one.
That's
He
not how I
had 2
remember
minutes of
it.
screen time in this movie.
The
and
entire
everyone
time,
sucks his
the
dick.
entire time in Dunkirk, like I'm sorry to get off topic, but the entire time in Dunkirk, I was like, oh cool, Tom Hardy. I'm like, oh
Okay,
cool,
cool.
in a plane.
All right.
Sorry, I
Off
just
topic.
off
Don't
topic.
worry,
But
the
anyway,
next Marvel movie, Tom Hardy will be.
to
there.
be sweet, to be fair, like all of their acting was fine, but the comparison to like Tinkerbell and stuff that they did with that one, she was like, oh, you're Tinkerbell. I'm like,
What?
Sprite's character look. You don't remember that part? They're talking about they're like
I just kind of forgot about that part.
Icarus
so
is
that part
Peter
was stupid.
Pan, Cersei is Wendy,
So,
and you are Tinkerbell, and you've
Oh.
always been in love. I understand that analogy or a metaphor. It's an analogy, but like
Yeah.
looking at Sprite's character, for some reason I was like, you're Peter Pan. You never want to grow up or something or whatever.
Well, she was in the bar. She made herself older though.
Yeah, she did.
That was
wanna
a
grow up.
hologram.
She wanted to be older.
Yeah, so why did the Celestial make a little girl as an Eternal, and then make
the
one
Celestial
of them
isn't
like
base.
what was the reason for him making like one of them deaf too, the speedster girl?
Okay, yeah, that is pretty.
She
funny.
she wasn't deaf. She was a mute.
Yeah, why?
She's deaf. Or, no.
No, she was a mute.
Oh yeah, because she could hear. What
She
they're
could still
saying.
hear.
That's true.
But like, I'm not saying there's anything against
No,
that.
she
I'm just
can't
saying
hear.
like
She can't
why.
hear.
Huh?
She's
No, she
deaf.
can.
No,
No, they
she
actually
said she
talk to
can.
her.
She said I can hear.
No, she could.
Oh,
She
there was
feel,
senses
feel
their-
vibrations.
Yeah,
or
she like
something.
feels vibrations.
But
so
that
she
seems
knows
like-
what you're saying.
I mean,
But
your
that's-
ears
But
can
like
do the
why?
same thing,
Like
so-
I'm just curious. Like what was the reasoning for
because the
making
actual
her that way?
actor is deaf.
Really?
Yeah, because
Right,
she's
but
on The
that's-
Walking Dead, and I hate her character on it.
But that's true.
But,
to be
like-
to be fair, you have these characters who are supposed to be super powerful,
Yeah,
and then you're
so-
like, I'm going to make one of them a child, and I'm going to make another one of them deaf. No offense to deaf people.
Yeah, like I'm
but,
saying, like, there's nothing wrong
that's
with that.
kind
I'm
of
just saying,
that's
like,
kind of a dick.
what was the
punch.
reasoning
It's like,
behind that?
or whatever. Like, but it's still kind of like you have to be this all powerful being, and then it's like, well, you can't.
And being deaf.
No, I'm not
Well,
saying
yeah,
you
but
can't.
you
I'm not saying
can't.
you
But like, it's still
like,
kind of one of those things where
his
it's
like Ursham, the Celestial, Arsham.
Arishem.
He I don't know, like I don't even say.
But the thing is,
I
she
know
can-
I know what you're
like
saying.
I know what I'm
because it's
gonna
like,
say, but I don't want it to come out the wrong way.
The
It's
way
like,
the director wanted it to be is like she wants all these people to represent different things. Like that's why they made one of them gay to be the first gay superhero. They made one of them deaf to be the first deaf superhero.
First gay super. How's it?
That was the
Hasn't there been?
smart dude.
Well, no, I know him, but hasn't there been other?
No, not so far.
I don't know.
Never mind.
But like and she and the director wanted these people to like represent them, so it's to be like, yeah, even if you're like a deaf person, you can still be like,
I like
big and
that.
strong.
Yeah. There's nothing.
And
yeah,
it's like
no,
that's
yeah.
good, and I like that, but it didn't work in this movie because the whole point of them is that they were made. So
And-
he purposely made a deaf person like to be this really like strong person.
Yeah,
And
that's
also-
that's what I'm
you
trying
could
to
probably
say.
factor in some lore and be like, oh, because she can sense vibrations so much.
But also,
Like,
Or
with
maybe
so
he
much
wanted-
I don't know. Maybe he
she
had
would sense.
limitations.
She would sense
Yeah, she has
vibrations.
limitations, so
No,
like,
he had limitations to building them.
I don't
or
think
something.
so.
No,
I
you
just-
can all.
maybe just some.
He creates
Oh,
universes,
like,
Vicky.
I can only give her so much.
Hang on.
Nah,
Here's my
nah,
idea.
nah.
Here's my idea. Because she can sense vibrations so powerful without using her ears. Well, because she can sense the vibrations with such efficiency, right? It's made her hearing go numb,
Maybe.
and
guess.
she can feel it with all of her body or whatnot,
Maybe.
or however she feels it.
But they never stated
They
that,
never
so we
stated
can't
that.
base it off of that.
Which
You know what
would
I
have been
mean.
a cool thing to state in.
All
Sorry.
right, let's.
Here's another thing.
At the end of the day,
Can I
I
say
just
something?
at the end of the day,
Can we talk about the end credits and give the ratings? Because
No, we're not
So
in an
gotta talk
hour
about
because
all the
you had me
characters.
restart at 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're fine. We're at like
No,
Like
restart at
20.
8
We're at like
or
40
10.
it was
right
like
now.
10.
Are we for real? It feels like
Yeah.
we've been going on for like 5
No.
hours, or maybe I'm just
No.
getting tired of Nikki yelling.
I
constantly.
want to
Yeah.
say I wanted to because I have a question as far as like for the deaf girl, she can feel vibrations on the ground. What happens if something's flying at her? and she's not paying attention.
She feels a vibration. All right, next question. Come on.
No, but no, like seriously,
The
like
wind.
Dude, I don't know.
that's
Well, in this movie, they did not portray her being deaf as a weakness at all. There was no scene where like something flew at her and like they do that for a reason. They didn't want to show like being deaf as
Well, I understand
as like
that.
a reason for not being a superhero. So they didn't show any scenes of like anything like that
Yeah, and
happening.
it's
Yeah,
like,
why
the only
just
reason we even
wish-
bring this up, right, is like not to be like, oh, there shouldn't be. What the hell is that?
that
Okay.
happens.
Like there shouldn't be any.
Deaf superheroes. It's
Yeah,
more for
like
the
there
fact
shouldn't
of,
be
like,
anything. They should all be like normal people. It's like that's not what we're trying to get at. It's like it's just the whole point is like someone created them, and he could have made them have every single ability that is like possible to have with any alien or human or anything, and it's like he still gave them kind of like weaknesses you could say or something like that. I mean, it just like it's kind of like that's the whole
Yeah.
point we bring up, but we're not saying they shouldn't have like any say or anything like that. I
Right,
don't know.
yeah.
I'm kind of not getting the right words here, but
Kinda
I know,
wish
it's
they
hard
didn't
to talk
stuff
about this
Mercedes
without-
into the ship for the whole movie.
Stuck what?
Oh,
The fast girl.
speedster.
They just kind of stuffed her in the ship for
Yeah,
most of the movie.
And I do
Yeah.
wish she was in more of the movie.
She wanted to be in there.
No,
She
we're-
was just waiting.
No, the
No,
screen,
but
the
why,
script
why,
writers
why
like
is it that way?
they wrote the movie to where she
Why
was
did
just
they
like
write
kind of
the
in the
movie?
ship the whole time, like no.
Instead of exploring her character, because we
You
don't.
see all that
These
shit
are
in
all.
there?
they
These
probably
are,
wanted less scenes
don't
where
care
it was
what's in
really
ship.
quiet and they were doing the sign language. They probably didn't want so many sign language scenes in it.
That's true, but then
Then-
there was scenes in there where they were traveling as groups, so her even there, like a part
Yeah,
of the group,
I
She
like
still
I
could have
wouldn't
done
have.
stuff because she was in
Yeah.
plenty of shots and scenes.
I
where
liked
she
her-
wasn't even talking. She was
I
just
liked her
fighting and
ability.
doing cool stuff.
Ability was cool. Where she like
Yeah.
run into like somebody like a million times and like freaking like super like
Yeah, like at the end
Super
when she
hit
was
them.
fighting what Icarus?
Icarus?
yeah.
That scene was
And like
so
she
cool.
just punched him in the wall like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
She
that
literally
was
like.
funny.
It was
I like
awesome.
that, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she like stomps on the ground and like sends him in flying. It was cool, but I think another issue I have with this movie, like I just said with Mercedes, they kind of just stuff her into a closet and forget about her. Is they kind of bit off too much. They kind of put too much on their plate in this movie. There's too many characters to try and explore, and they just didn't have enough time to explore them all. Which is
I
why
thought
we
they
see
did a
some of
pretty
them get
good job.
sidelined during certain scenes. Like Mercury was not in this movie for like
Mercedes?
more than half of the
Who?
movie. The fast girl. What's her name?
I don't know.
What's her name?
Makari.
Makari?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mercury?
Makari wasn't in this movie for like,
Freddy.
the better part of half the movie she wasn't in here. Kingo,
Because they were
He wasn't
fighting
even
each other.
in the
they were
final-
all lost. Or
What
like
do you
they were
mean they
all
were
they all
lost?
separated. They
she
went,
can travel. She's the fastest entity
I
in
know,
the
but
solar
they-
system.
they
She
came
could
to
travel
her.
anywhere and find them.
they came to her. She was waiting on them. That was the premise.
Why was it written that way?
She's actually not
that's
that.
that's
It
where
was.
it comes back
She's
to.
not
is
that
the
Because
writing.
it
fast.
was.
No, you can't just accept it that way. I'm
Yeah.
questioning the writing of this story,
What?
What are you doing?
right? Like a fan would.
You have to
In the
get out of the way.
fucking-
For what?
I'm right in front of the camera.
Oh, I was sorry.
Dude, what the? What are you looking for?
I was looking
What
for
is
my
happening?
phone charge is about to die. I was gonna look.
Oh, boo-hoo!
No, you're just blindly accepting
no.
how the story is written
No,
because the story
I'd
is
like
written
to
that
say
way,
she
it is
isn't
fine.
that fast. Like Quicksilver's still faster.
No.
She's still
No,
pretty
she's the
fast.
fastest.
She's still
No, she's
pretty
not.
fast. She could find them whenever she wanted. It's just the story writers wrote it so that she wants to be on this ship, right? Why didn't they just like do
She
literally
was-
anything else with her?
Literally, it said it's about time, meaning that she was just waiting for them to do
You're right.
something.
It is
And
about
she was
time.
just
Can
like-
we talk
she's just
about
like,
that?
I'm here,
That is
I'm
lazy
doing nothing.
writing. That is an
Yeah.
I'm not
excuse
lazy.
to keep
Oh.
a character
Nick's
to the
muted is now
sideline, so it's one
muted.
question
Nick's
for them
muted
to
is
worry
now muted.
about.
Let's get a round of applause.
Kingo, let me move on to the next character because you guys
No.
let me stick on this one.
What are you doing? Just breaking down every character
Yeah,
now?
because we have
You've
to
already
go
done
through
that.
the
We don't
characters.
have time for this.
You've already done that throughout the entire
They
podcast.
even forget about Kingo. They're like, we don't want to deal with Kingo stuff.
Do you not
Let's
like
deal
let's
with
what?
something
at the
They
so
end?
we don't have to
separated.
deal.
It
Let's
was
just
for
do
the
something.
story.
We don't have to deal with him in the final act. Let's just say, oh, I don't want to fight you guys.
Ah.
I agree with Icarus, so I'm gonna peace out. Bye. I don't want to fight in the final
No,
scene.
he stayed though.
Nick,
No, he didn't. He wasn't in the
this
final
is a hot
scene.
sauce packet.
He was not in the final fight.
I will open it over the cords if you don't shut the fuck
You're gonna
up.
be off the podcast if you do that.
Okay,
Yeah, there won't be a
there
podcast.
won't be a
if I
podcast.
do-
We need to
That's
do.
There also
exactly
won't
the
be me
point.
because my father will kill me.
We need to talk. We need to talk about the ending scene. As much as I didn't care about it, let's talk about it.
Slander.
I don't really
We'll go around
understand.
the table and say what we liked or didn't like about the scene.
I understand.
Okay,
Go.
well,
The scene.
okay, it's gonna come
Zach,
Just
around
ex-
to me.
explain it. Just explain the
Explain
scene.
the end scene.
Yeah, just
All right,
explain it.
well, we're gonna go in order. 'cause,
There was-
Well, there were two.
So wait, hold on.
There
There
were
was
two,
two
actually.
because we didn't see the. There was one that was at
Yeah, you
the
guys
very
missed
end.
one.
What do you mean?
You
There's
see
a-
the good one?
No, we didn't want to be in the theater as long as we were.
You didn't
Why?
see the boyfriend of Cersei
I want to leave.
What do you mean the
With the
boyfriend
sword?
of Cersei?
with the sword.
He had a sword.
That
at
wasn't the
end.
end
The
one.
Excalibur.
Oh.
Was that the end one?
Arthur.
That was
Yeah,
the
there's
second
another
one.
That was
Oh,
the
I
second
thought
one.
I thought the Pip one was the end one.
No,
No.
no, the Pip one was the first one.
All right,
Really?
You guys will be able to
All right, break it
enlighten us
down.
with
Break it down
that.
now. Let's see.
Okay. Well, I guess I thought it went backwards. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with the first one. So basically, they're in their ship, right? I don't know what their ship's called. The
Flying rectangle.
I think it
Dorito.
I thought it was
That's
a-
It was a
Dorito.
triangle.
yeah, it was a triangle.
Whatever.
the flying triangle rock spaceship.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we got it.
remaining Eternals, they went into space, and they're like, "Hey, we haven't heard from our other Eternal buddies that were on Earth, and it's been like 2 weeks now since we left, and we haven't heard anything." Then all of a sudden, they're like, "We sent something," and then like I don't know, like some kind of like it kind of looked like the Bifrost from like Asgard.
It kind of did, yeah.
We
Kind of just like opened up
vibes.
on their ship, and like this little dwarf appears,
like a satyr.
and he's
Sounds
not
like
a
a-
satyr.
I thought it was a gremlin.
He's got the gold.
He
What
was a
is
goblin.
He's a troll.
Goblin.
A troll.
It's Pip the troll. Pip the troll appears, and he gives this little speech. And he's like, "Welcome, Oros or Oras or whatever."
Eros.
Eros.
Gives him
Eros.
the whole grandiose.
He's like, "This is
introduction.
Thanos' brother, and like that Slayer of whatever the hell." And
Black Avos or whatever.
What are you talking
not
about? Let
black.
Zach
He
speak.
literally says Black.
Bro,
I just
he,
forget what
I
it
could.
was.
His name is Star Fox.
I'm
Okay.
not saying the guy's name.
Okay,
The
let one person
Slayer's
speak.
name.
What?
The person he slayed. He was like.
Oh,
Slayer
I don't
of-
care. No one
Yeah, I didn't
cares.
hear that.
I didn't
He
hear
just
it.
said Slayer of something, and he even said it wrong because he had the correct Pip, because Pip's
Yeah.
kind of stupid.
Yep.
Pip's just like his little sidekick.
To be fair, the whole movie's
And he just kind of shows up, and he's like, "Hey, your friends are in danger," and he has the little orb that the Eternals all can like absorb to
Yeah.
teleport to the Celestial. And he's just like, "Let's go save him," and then it's like Harry Styles kind of like, "Hey," and then it just ends. And it's like, I was really happy because it's like Pip looked really cool, and like the voice actor did great for him because he's just this little kind of annoying troll. And I thought Harry Styles looked kind of fine. I thought his costume looked pretty cool.
I thought it was
And
cool.
it's like, finally they're introducing like cool ass characters because it's like it's been a while since we got some new cool characters in the MCU. Do you not
'cause
agree
none of
that
the-
he's
none of the
not
other
cool?
Well,
Eternals
but
were
the
cool.
main thing about that though is like brother of Thanos, and then he's also
Yeah, he's also Celestial
Eternal.
or Eternal.
So
My bad.
yeah, so they're
Who
like,
is
okay, so
Thanos is an Eternal.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, because
Oh.
Harry Styles, who came out, you know, the dwarf was like, hey, it's the brother of Thanos or whatever, and then he came out. He's an Eternal, so that also means that Thanos is an Eternal.
Wait.
That kind of like answers my year-long questions of
Hold
back
on.
in the old like Avengers movies on like how it's, you know, how they're all fight him and like they could barely even like draw blood out of him, and you know, and until Thor threw his like magical hammer at him or whatever. Like the only thing that could really damage him. Like I was like, why? Like how? Because it's just a Titan. It's just a big purple dude. Like how? Like, you know, all that planet full of them just got,
So
you know.
you're saying he came from a Celestial?
Yes, he was created from
I
a
thought
Celestial.
He came from like regular.
No, but wait.
He
He's
did.
one
He was
Titan.
born.
Here's
He
the
was born.
here's the
But
question
how
that
is he
I
an Eternal
But
then?
he's still an Eternal.
here's the question that I have.
Not
he
all
was-
Eternals are made the same.
Oh,
Because they're on different planets.
Yeah, he was made by a different Celestial.
Yeah, that and yeah, obviously. So
But
yeah.
him and his brother Star Fox were born on Titan. Like, so he's like Titan, my home planet. Like that actually is his home planet.
Cool.
So
Isn't
we'll
that-
see
see,
more
isn't that
about
cool?
that.
That movie still sucks though.
I
You
was.
think that one little thing is gonna change my entire?
I'm not.
opinion
I'm
on
not.
the
I'm just
movie?
saying, like, is that not cool?
It
Like,
is
you
cool.
didn't
I saw,
realize
like,
that
a-
before.
I'm willing to admit when things are cool in a movie.
I saw like a common question on the internet after like this movie is like people were looking up like why isn't Harry Styles purple?
Yeah.
Like and
There's
'cause he's
why
like,
isn't he?
if he's the
behind that.
or if he's the brother of Thanos, like why is he not purple?
It's just a
People
birth
need to
defect
know
of when
that
Thanos
like
was
yeah,
born.
Thanos is like not normal at all.
Yeah, he
Wait,
came
so
from
were
regular
people on
human
Titan?
beings,
Were they
or-
not purple?
No,
No,
a
they were
lot
just
of
regular
regular-
people.
They were
all of them
regular
were regular
people.
For real?
Yeah,
And
his parents
thought-
are regular people.
I thought in the illustration that Thanos showed, like back in Endgame,
Yeah.
or no, Infinity War, where he like showed his home planet using the stone. I thought it was like just purple dudes like
Nope.
walking around in the background.
I don't
You
think
can
it
see
showed
regular
anyone.
people.
I don't think it showed.
Are you sure? I have to go
anyone.
back and rewatch
have
it.
to go
a lot of
watch
people,
it again,
a lot
but
of
I can
people
assure
in
you the regular
a lot of
people.
people on Titan are just normal people. He was just kind of like
Yeah,
a
he-
fucked up
Oh.
baby.
He had a
Literally
birth
just had a
defect.
birth
His
defect.
parents literally tried killing him because they were
Because he
like,
was so
he's so
ugly.
damn ugly. And they just
Literally,
didn't want him.
Tragic backstory of Thanos.
So
Yeah, but Thanos is
Did
like
they all
he's
have,
a
like-
Titan.
did they all
he's
have,
he's an internal, and he's like a mutant all at the same time. And I'm pretty sure he's like a deviant somehow.
did they have
He's like a mix of all four.
did they all have like nutsack chins like he did
No.
on that?
no,
I have
So
no
he
idea.
just, like-
literally just regular people.
He's an
He's just an ugly fuck.
So like
He's just this giant dude.
He's just a giant ugly fuck.
huge dude with a big arms and a nutsack of a chin.
Yeah.
See, you gotta
And
remember,
purple.
the reason why Thanos is so damn powerful is because he's a mix of so many powerful beings. Like,
Yeah.
he is not only an Eternal, which they're powerful.
Yeah.
He's also a mutant,
Yeah.
because like that's why he's
Which
purple
that
and has
does something
nutsack chin.
there.
And so he's like mutants are powerful, so he's like double that, and he's also a Titan.
Yeah.
So he's all three of those combined, and he's just big,
Wait, he's four.
brolic,
Right? You said he's a
purple
deviant?
man. What?
You said he's also a deviant.
Yeah, I don't know, like in the comics, but the comics are way different, so we'll have to see how that like goes. But
Man.
um,
So
but right now he's just those three.
we covered the end credit. You said there's a second one.
There's one at the end of the
with
credits.
Cersei's
yes.
boyfriend
Yep.
holding a sword.
So so I guess we could talk about that one now because
Well, yeah, what was that?
I'd say just kind of run through it really quick. Cause
All
we're
right,
getting close.
so Cersei's boyfriend actually is going to play a way bigger role than we like thought at the beginning of the movie because we just thought, oh hey, normal ass guy boyfriend probably going to just die. He's actually going to become the Black Knight in the MCU, which is a
Is that like
superhero.
Batman?
He's like, you know how Black Knights are? They just wear black armor
Oh, like from
and
Dark
have
Souls.
a sword. Yeah, he's the Black Knight.
Yeah.
And the sword.
Mhm.
What is the sword called?
Excalibur.
No,
Think different universe.
I wish it was Excalibur.
It's called the
that'd be
Black Knight
hilarious.
sword in Dark Souls 3. So it's probably
the
called that
Ebony
as well.
Blade, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the Ebony Blade is
Oh,
what we saw him
We
looking
saw-
at.
Yeah.
And basically, the when he picks up the Ebony Blade, he'll become the Black Knight, and like whoever holds the Ebony Blade is like cursed because it's a cursed item, and basically it'll make you like more ruthless over time, so it'll make you like kind of go crazy and like lust for bloodshed, and he'll like just want to kill
So he's
people.
going to become a bad guy.
You know
So
who the voice
basically,
at the
he
end,
wants
though?
to.
Do you know who the voice at the end though is?
So I was gonna get to that,
Okay.
but it's like I just wanted to talk a little bit about the
Gilbert
sword
Godfrey.
Go ahead.
because like they didn't really, never really said anything about like why he was so hesitant to pick it up. So that's why he was hesitant to pick it up because he knows about the curse. But
Oh.
then there's a voice off screen that says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Right before he picks it up. Nobody knows who it is until the director literally confirmed who it was, so we know exactly who it is. And it's another new character, but they're finally introducing Blade into the MCU. That character's voice was Blade. So it was Blade saying, "Are you sure you want to do that?" So that'll probably go off in its whole other movie because
Vampires.
Blade's
Let's
getting his
go.
own Disney Plus TV show at some
Oh,
point.
and that'll play well with the Morbius movie, right?
We don't know if Morbius is in the MCU or not.
Yeah, but didn't we see like Spider-Man
It's a Marvel movie.
posters?
We
and-
did. There's literally the way Sony's playing it right now is that like, because at the end of Venom we saw that like he got transferred into the MCU somehow, right?
Mhm.
Because he saw Tom Holland's Peter,
Mhm.
and he kind of licked the screen. That was cool. But We don't know if Morbius is in the MCU yet because they're teasing so many different things. It's like they had Vulture from the MCU in that movie, in the trailer. They show. I'm pretty sure is it. I don't know. It's one of the 3 Spider-Men on painted on the wall.
It's Tobey Maguire's.
It's Tobey Maguire's?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then they had some kind of nod to the other Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's.
They have a reference to Venom. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's they just are kind of teasing everything, so it could go any way they want it to. So that's that, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Did we already cover the climax of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of said that at the beginning. I mean, they just turned Big Boy into ice and called it a day.
Alright, let's go to ratings.
Ratings? Oh, boy.
Ratings time. Zach, we're starting off with
No,
you
can
today.
I not? Let's start off with Nick. He is obviously the star of this podcast.
Make it quick.
Climax is also stupid in this movie.
Okay, that's great. So is every
Ratings?
climax you're gonna have with a woman.
4 out of 10.
You're gonna be a 4 out of 10.
Fucking hated this movie.
4 out of 10.
Party pooper, man. Okay, I thought we're not doing the action, acting, and story because
No.
it's pretty.
You can
Fuck me then, I
you can
guess.
do 4, and then
Nick
3.
already talked about all that shit before.
All right. Well,
Yeah, he already went all of it.
I was
I mean,
just making
if you
a
want
whole-
Your guys'
if you
opinions
want to do
are
that, you
moot.
can.
I just
This
made
is
a
just
whole
my
Excel
score, 4 out
spreadsheet
of
to where I don't have to
10.
actually add anything up. I
Sorry.
just type in the numbers and it
He made a
calculates
whole
it for me.
spreadsheet for it.
Yeah, well, whatever. All right. So you just give it a 4 out of 10.
Straight 4.
Loser. I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was great.
You give it a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
God,
Yeah, I thought it was great.
you
I loved
wanted
it.
to do this
Did
as
I?
a job?
All right, I like the story. I like it for
Damn.
different reasons. If we're judging it off of the other scale, which is the action, acting, and story, then it would have been a different rating. But since we're just throwing out ratings on this, and I'm throwing out a 9 because I thought it was a 9-worthy movie.
So then, every other movie, aside from the Thor movies and the Black Widow movie, has to be 9 to 10 out of 10.
No,
No,
because
Black Widow was worse.
No. I said minus Black Widow and Thor. All the other movies you're saying are amazing. Because
That's
that's what I would say.
But I'm not saying that because I thought
is
this.
talking
Are you
about?
serious?
Like
9
Zach
out of
was
10.
like Zach
No,
said in the
God,
beginning. I
no.
thought this was
Not
like
like a
top
lot of
like
them, the first
top
Thor
10 movie, like top 10 Marvel movie.
but, like,
The Avengers movies.
they're all pretty good.
Obviously, those are above
Iron
this.
Man movies.
Okay,
The
yeah.
Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Thor
absolutely.
Those are eh.
Ragnarok.
Yes.
Thor Ragnarok is with this
The
above it.
Guardians movies.
Yes.
Okay, I don't
Guardian
understand.
movies are all
Doctor
good.
I'm
Strange.
telling you, I think those movies are better than or the same as this. I hold Marvel movies at a very high standard, and they deliver most of the time. Obviously, with exceptions like Black Widow, which was kind of trash, and the first Thor, which was also kind of trash.
Oh, don't
I
even.
love
You-
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black
You-
Widow. Okay, no offense, but like just
It-
because it has a
the more I
woman lead
think
does
about
not
it-
mean it's a good
I
movie.
like the story.
You are entitled to your opinion, and I will be quiet for the rest of the podcast.
Thank you, Nick. That is very.
That's not
polite.
what you said when you just started questioning me
It's-
about
no,
my
it's fine,
rating.
it's fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Did you? Are you sticking to
Yeah.
9 out of 10?
Yes, I'm sticking with
That's
a 9
fine.
out of 10.
Okay. Do you want to switch to me, please?
Oh,
Schneider.
he's pointing.
I don't know if
his
we
gun
do.
at me.
So I think
Under the table.
that the movie, it's
We got to find a place for Jack. I think
got a
I
gun.
think he's losing it.
He's literally he has a pistol to my hip.
I think like, and I know there's gonna be so many Marvel movies, and I'm probably gonna say this with a lot of others, but like, it's like, God, how do I compare it? What's another one that I can kind of compare it to? It's like having,
You don't think it was as bad as Black Widow, right?
no, I think Black Widow is worse.
Okay.
But it's like having a child, right? And you love this.
That sucks.
No. Just let me say this. It's like having the Marvel universe is like having a child, right? And you've had this child for like X amount of years.
Okay.
Everything this child
I
does
think you've said this analogy like
because
15 times. already.
because you're their parent. It does not matter what they do ever. You will always cherish it. You will always love it. No matter if they draw a stupid piece of fucking garbage and you hang it on your fridge, you will love it because you're their parent. Every person I've met is a parent, and this is their child. I am the other parent. I know your baby's fucking ugly, and I know the drawing they made when they were 7 that was a picture of a dog child that looked nothing like a dog. It looked like garbage. I'm sorry, just because it was made by Marvel does not mean it was good. And because this movie was it does not mean that it's good. The critics gave it a 40 for a reason. I understand not all critics are right, but they gave it for a reason. There's other movies that are given good ratings by critics because they actually deserve it. But just because it is a Marvel movie, do not let that cloud your judgment that it's a good movie. Because
now, can I just debate that for 1
No,
second?
wait. I wanted to say something.
Not all Marvel movies.
You said you'd be quiet.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done.
I'll be quiet.
You're done.
Do you know who directed this movie?
You're gonna make me forget what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. Just keep it in your.
Keep it in my what? My ass?
You got it in your head?
All right,
Just say the director.
Chloe Zhao
I don't.
directed No Man's Land, which won an Oscar. That was the last movie she directed, and it won an Oscar. Which I guess maybe critics just had higher expectations for this movie. Just because
I'm struggling to find how that relates at all.
Maybe that's just why. Maybe that's just why critics gave it a bad review. I'm just saying. That's it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Critics, who cares?
No,
about
Say it.
Can we just hear your rating and then hear his nice things
Well, he
has to
can
say?
say
'Cause-
it because okay, my rating, to be completely honest,
Yes.
I'm just I don't want to
almost said 10.
like I want to like I
10 out of 10. What?
I want to
Read lightly, buddy.
There's so many people who disagree with movies because I have to be stingy about them.
No,
but
give it what you think it is.
but the
Give
thing
it
is,
what
it's like
give it what you think
just
it
with
is.
like watching it and just everything about the movie that like sucked, and there were some parts that annoyed me. Like overall, the movie was like a 6 out of 10 is the best I can give it.
Dude, that's not.
See, that's not that bad.
No, it's not that
I
bad.
can understand that.
Yeah.
But the
I can
thing is
understand that
that
too.
like with everything that they did, but I find it annoying how like even when a movie as like as this, that everyone's like, another masterpiece. Look at what God has given us. Ah, thank you. When are you gonna realize that Marvel's just gonna keep on copy pasting this shit? There's a reason why there's people who still buy Call of Duty. It's a shit game.
But
For the past 4 games, it has been copy paste. Have you like
What kind of format is copy pasted in this?
Like, it's
from other
It's
movies?
just the base
because there's
format
a
of
villain
movie
and a
making.
good guy.
Going off the comic.
But it's still the maybe not copy paste, but it's still the same thing as like just because you keep on making movies that like just because the first 10 were good does not mean the next 7,000 are going to be just as good.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Black Widow got like an 85 for like but for viewers ratings, I'm pretty sure. How?
because it was good.
Literally,
Were
no,
you
it was not.
did you go to
different
AMC and they
people think
dig out
different
your
things.
eyes out of their eye sockets with a fucking spoon? Like, where you're just like, the audio of this sounds nice, and they've got the dad from Stranger Things who sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, what the heck?
What did it get?
It got like a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god, how are you doing? Don't be a professor.
Don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes though. They give like the best movies like shit ratings, and then vice versa.
Yeah, it got a
So,
6.8 on IMDb.
But there
and
are some
67 on Metacritic.
there are some movies that like
Sometimes, I think the audience.
Sometimes,
It's right,
hey, everyone
and
listening,
the
form your
critics
own
are
fucking
wrong.
opinion. Don't listen to other people. Don't
Literally-
listen to jackasses like me and Nick. fucking
because
talk.
now you're gonna have a
Literally,
ton
it's
of
just
people
my
who
opinion.
click off this
I
video.
I hate
Listen
this
to us.
movie, and I'm trying to.
I honestly,
explain why I
honest to
hate
God,
it.
if you were watching this at this point, congratulations, you earn a cookie because you made it this fucking far. Other than that, please like comment down below what you would give this movie out of 10 because like I'm curious. I'm
tell
so
you
curious
what.
to think about like if people honest to God hated this movie or if they loved it because I've heard both from so many people.
I'll tell you what. I gave Invincible 9 out of 10. I would never in a million years touch this movie with a 9 out of 10.
Okay, that's cool.
I'd touch it with a 9.
Zach,
I
what is
would
your rating?
And this
Nick, what
one
did
more
you
thing.
give it?
I said a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, he says 6 out of 10. But just to like kind of hit back at like what Nick said. Like I know there are MCU stands out there, right? And there are people that are like nothing is better than the MCU, right? And like DC will never touch it or anything will never touch it. And like I get that, Or I mean, like, don't think like that or whatever. Have your own opinion. Who cares? But like, I feel like if there's a bad Marvel movie, right? Like, think about like Thor 1 and 2. Even the MCU stands will agree. They will constantly put it at the bottom of their list, and they will call it shit. Like, even if it's their perfect baby. If their perfect baby shits all over the floor, they're still going to hate it. Okay? They're going to give it, like, they're going to hate that moment throughout history. So it's like, yes, they're MCU stands, but if the movie, honest to God, isn't that good, they will see past Marvel's awesomeness, and they'll see that, like, wow, Thor, like, the Dark World actually sucks ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoa. But, like, that's just what I wanted to say to that.
Okay,
And,
so what's your rating?
My rating? I give it like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
I do not think it was that bad. I like the story. I'm really excited about, like, the future of the MCU because, you know, we got Spider-Man coming up. But, like, this is... It makes me excited for the space aspect of the MCU. Because we haven't seen much of it since Guardians and I guess a little bit of Endgame because of Thanos. But we haven't really, like, explored beyond that. So, I don't know. I think we're going to get some cool stuff.
And real quick, I got to redact my rating because I was very heated when Nick was like, gave it a 4 out of 10 because I did not think it was 4 out of 10. But I'm going to have to bring it down to an 8 because there was parts I did not like about it. But overall, I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a great movie. It wasn't perfect, obviously. I give it a 9 out of 10 because I was pretty pissed off that Nick was like, 4 out of 10, I hate this stupid movie.
Are you sticking to a 4 out of 10 now, Nick?
No. I mean, yeah.
Yes, you are.
So 2 8s,
Actually,
a 6, and a 4.
Because I did think, like, the director of this movie was kind of trying to do, like, the first of a lot of things too much. Just it was kind of forced a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I really did think the director was kind of just trying to, like, you know, I want the first sex scene in a Marvel movie to happen. I want the first, like, gay superhero to happen in this movie. She wanted a lot of, like, firsts to be, like, forced in this movie.
She was trying to do too many things.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell flat on its face, in my opinion.
I mean, the things that kind of felt forced, but even then, I thought, like, she did a good job with, you know, the first, like, for it being the first gay superhero. Did a good job. It wasn't forced in our face or anything. It was just, like, he found love with a guy. I mean, you know.
So all of us combined, our score for MediaMix, the rating,
It's probably awful.
it's a 6.5,
Oh, God.
which is kind of like in line with what every other critic gave it. So
Yeah, I guess.
so I guess that's how I'm pretty sure that's how they got to that
Should've
rating
put
though.
3.
I'm sure there's people in these like critic places that they're like, I hate this movie, like Nick, and then there's other people like me and Zach who are like, yeah, we thought it was a pretty good movie, and they gave it a high rating. So then it just
I
kind of
mean,
like balanced
honestly,
it
if
out.
you don't
Why do you
understand,
think that was? Why do you think people are so split on this movie?
I think some of
Well,
them
I
don't
don't know.
understand the whole, like, MCU, right? So if you go into this movie not knowing anything that's happened before, right? I could see how you could be a little confused, like, what the hell's going on?
Do you think
Who's
that's why people
Thanos?
didn't like it?
I mean, I could see why the movie could have been confusing to them. You know, like, so much is being introduced at once to them. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
a possibility.
I mean, people also need to realize
I mean,
that this
I've
is...
seen the whole MCU and I hated this movie, so.
Okay, but, like, people also need to realize that this is the new age of Marvel, and that...
What does that mean?
You
though?
know, they're starting with new characters. Like, we've never seen these people before, so it's like they're trying to introduce new people. So it's like
yeah, I mean,
people don't like that sometimes.
Is
They're
this
like,
because
boy, we don't know these
So
people.
it's change or because it's different? People don't like it?
And that could be a reason.
possibly, but then you got
Do
to
you think
bring
that's a
up
reason
the-
why people like it, though? Just because it was different?
Well, it's also
it's
exciting because it's something new. I don't know. But
I
it
don't
was really cool. It was a cool
I just
movie.
feel like, and I heard this somewhere else, but like, you know, if I just eat chicken wings every
can we-
single day,
Can we end
right,
this?
and you give me dog shit because it's new and different, I'm not gonna just eat the dog shit because it's new or
So thank you guys for watching so
Change in my
much.
Yeah,
diet.
they,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Honestly, what you'd give this movie. I'm curious to know. Stay tuned for a giveaway.
Yeah. This is the giveaway.
This is the giveaway. Do it if you want to do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
New
It's
Pokemon pack.
costs nothing to you. Get a Pokemon pack.
It free.
It's
And it
free.
helps us out by, subscribing. Hopefully you
Showing the channel
enjoy
some
the
love.
content.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't yell nearly as much as he did in this episode.
I mean,
So if that turned you off a bit,
Go check out our
go
other
check out
episodes.
other things. If it turned you on a lot,
Hey, I'll be streaming and kicking
Get
a
help.
lot more.
I didn't
You
scream
want
as
that.
much as I thought I would in this movie. In this podcast.
if you
I
want to
did-
hear
I
the
think I
other
did
Nick
enough screaming
scream,
for
go
the
watch
most
the
of us.
Black
Come
Widow
on.
podcast.
I didn't scream in that one.
Go watch Invincible if you want to
Go
hear
watch
this
Invincible.
scream.
Yeah.
Go watch
That's
Invincible.
why we don't invite Mason to these anymore because I murdered him
That's
after shortly
not
after
true at
that.
all.
I
We,
know. We're
we
so
really
friends
want,
with
yeah,
Mason.
we really want Mason
Yeah,
to come back. Nick is just upsetty.
He had an
Spaghetti.
opinion on a character that was stupid.
If you didn't watch it,
No,
go
it's
watch
just-
the Invincible
I think it's
podcast.
just,
It was pretty funny.
Schedules don't align.
All right, well,
We'll get him on. We'll get him on eventually.
everybody, we want to thank you for tuning in, and this is it. Peace out, everybody. Good luck on the giveaway.
Bye.
Bye.